And we're back again with the circuit board for the baler, the one where we suspect this resettable fuse to be the problem. I have since got spare fuses and we're going to replace that here today. So I am going to connect to the leg of this component here with a little hook probe I have that should allow me just to gently connect around the leg on that. The other end, as I mentioned before, which is this point up here, is effectively the same as all the plus terminals on these 12 connectors. So I'll just connect into to a plus connector here. That should give me the same result. And here we are with everything powered up. And here is the wire that goes down to, in this case, the old resettable fuse, because we want to just do a comparison between them. So we're gonna do a recheck on that one. And I have the meter here measuring my current, and I have another meter here. At the moment it's measuring the battery voltage, and we can move that over here and check what voltage we have going on to the terminal blocks. So now we're at 11.06 volt. That is the voltage coming on to the common 12 volt rail for all these blocks. And that is the voltage that's being reduced by the resettable fuse. And that's a 200 milliamp fuse, so I wouldn't really expect it to reduce the voltage at all when only drawing 10 milliamp. And we can see what happens here if I press the emergency stop button. No, that's wrong. If I release it. If we release that, the current jumps up and we're losing 1 volt just by doing that. And we are still just a fraction below 10% of what that fuse should be rated for. And here we have the new fuse in, and what before was 18, I think 0.8 milliamps are now 23, so that must be the true current going in the circuit without being reduced in any way. And the voltage is 12, just short of 12.2, which I believe is reasonable, given the fact that we have just short of 12.5 on the battery supply. And if we activate the 2 sensors I have here, there, current should go up a little bit, probably not that much. Yeah, the current goes up to now just about 28. And still a reasonably good voltage, not much of a drop. You can look here and see what happens when I remove the object from the sensors. So it really is nothing. It's 50 millivolt, nothing to consider really. What I've set up here is, it's just a little potentiometer and adjustable resistor. It's sitting at a value of 400 ohm at the moment. The idea is that I am slowly going to decrease the value of that, and as I do that, the current will start to climb up, and we can monitor and see what happens to the voltage, just to get an idea of how far down does it bring the voltage as we get close to the 200 milliamps. So if we take the negative here and put it in the middle there, we should see an increase now, and we are at 53 milliamps. and it has dropped 100 millivolt, which is not too bad. So we'll keep an eye on the current as I start to increase the resistance. And I'm increasing it now. Basically just keep turning that. And I know the fuse will protect the circuit when we get to 200 milliamp. So we'll just keep turning and turning and turning and see where we end up. And once we are at 200 milliamp, my idea is then to take the potentiometer out and measure the resistance to see how far down we got in resistance when we got close to 200, but also to see what the voltage will be. So are we getting close now? The meter only goes to 200, so I kind of have to try and stop it before. We'll stop there, that's more than enough. So 189 roughly milliamps, and we're still sitting at 11.46. I would consider that acceptable, given the fact that with a lot less current with the old resettable fuse, we dropped at a couple of times down near 9 volt, which I would think is unacceptably low. So I'm quite confident with this repair. So I'll go ahead now and we will measure the resistance here just for curiosity first to see what the potentiometer is sitting at the moment, and then I will solder in the resettable fuse. The resistance we ended up at was just short of 67 ohm. And that is soldered back into place. And just the final check. 12.2, and if I connect the 67 ohm load, set that, I have taken the 2 proximity sensors out, so it'll be a little bit less, but not much. So if we connect that there, we're down at just about 11.6. I still consider that acceptable. So it looks like we are good to go. We can take it back now and get it tested in the baler itself. Thanks for watching.